China just released the ChatGPT killer, DeepSeek. Now, that caused the whole market to crash. Nasdaq is down with 3.5%, Bitcoin 7%, altcoins 10 to 15, 20, 30% down. It's been a market meltdown, a flash crash, and we're gonna break it down completely. See what opportunities are, where the key levels are, and also what opportunities are presenting themselves in the market, because this is the time you want to get in. I'm gonna explain everything, and we got major market volatility ahead for this week, and I'm explaining everything. I'm gonna break down everything and show you what to expect and what levels to watch out for. And with that said, let's get into this. All right, so the market dipped with about 7%, or Bitcoin dipped with about 7%. Altcoins took a bigger hit. And all this was due to Nasdaq crashing. Now, why did Nasdaq crash with 3.5%, which in index terms is a lot? 3.5% in one night, that's a lot. It crashed because it's a US tech company index, all right? And it's heavily reliant on AI. AI is what has hyped up and propped up this market. Now, China blindsided the US tech and the US AI industry by releasing DeepSeek. Now, DeepSeek is a competitor. Some call it a ChatGPT killer, but it's definitely a hard competitor for ChatGPT and OpenAI. Why? It can do exactly the same thing as ChatGPT can do, or basically at the same skill level also as a large language model. But the major difference is, and this is the big blow to OpenAI, ChatGPT, and all these American large language models. While it took a couple of $1 billion for OpenAI to develop ChatGPT, it only took a couple of $1 million for China to develop DeepSeek in a little lab with a couple of few developers in China. And with that, they have proved themselves to be very competitive and a force to reckon with in the AI space, which totally disrupts US dominance in this industry. Especially now when also Trump has proclaimed that US is going to be the capital of AI and crypto. Now, I would say that this dip for us was a gift. We have been waiting for that Trump pump, that Trump effect. Trump got elected, we've been bombarded with good news, but where is that pump? Why hasn't that pump come? Was it buy the rumors, sell the news? No. It was actually, or it is actually manipulation in the market. Market is heavily manipulated. It is suppressed for Trump, his administration, the smart money, BlackRock, institutions, whatever it is, to accumulate as much as possible, preferably below $100K for one Bitcoin, but of course as low as possible. So they're trying to fill all their orders now before that rocket launches off. And I think I know what date that rocket will launch. We will get to that, but first we gotta watch and see what's happening in the market, what levels to watch out for, and in the end I will reveal the date I think that the whole market will explode. So we have been in this accumulative pattern, as you can see here. I've been talking about this a lot, especially on TikTok and in the Telegram channel. If you ain't in the Telegram channel, link is in the description box below. That's where I always drop everything first. My thoughts on the markets, market updates, trade ideas that I'm getting into myself. Now, in my latest article on X, I explain exactly what just happened and what's to expect. So we've been in this accumulative pattern, as I showed here on the graph. And we just experienced a manipulation. It doesn't mean that it's over. We had a good dip and we can easily dip lower. As I said, the market makers, the smart money, the big bucks, they want to fill all their orders. And as soon as they feel like they're ready or they cannot suppress the market anymore, that is when the market explodes and we get into this expansion phase. And that is what we're waiting for right now. With that said, looking on the daily time frame, so we dipped down to about 97K for one BTC. The key level is at about 99, say 99 to $100K for one BTC. Next key level below that, we have reclaimed that key level now. Very important, very good. Now the next key level is 93.5K. So we got to watch out for 93.5K. If that doesn't hold, we have a long way down. So then we easily dropping down to 86K. After that, 79K and then 72K. But let's start with where we are right now. Now, market did a good recovery bounce right now. It doesn't mean that it's over. As I said, we can go lower. But what I'm expecting to happen right now is we have hit this resistance here. And I'm expecting the market now to do a V-shaped recovery. So we always get these nice V-shaped recoveries. Here we have one, boop, and market goes up and then does another dip before it continues. And we very often see this. After liquidation events, we see a dip, push up, and then another dip that comes almost as low as the previous dip, and then the push up again. Now these pushes here did of course not lead to a major rally, but very often they actually do lead to a major rally. I think these were just manipulation. They just tricked us to get in, start buying, liquidating us, just exhausting the market, the retail traders, to make everybody capitulate, sell, so that they, smart money, can now come in and start picking up your sell orders. So right now we have bounced back to 101K, and I'm expecting actually market to retrace a little bit from here, come and retest 100K, and from there I think that we will continue up. If we don't hold 100K, especially not 99K, then I believe that we are doomed to go lower. So 93.5K will be my next level then. Now what's good is with these kind of liquidations is that the market rebalances itself a little bit, and we have the fear and greed index on about 5.5, so it's neutral. We would love to see it a little bit lower, but for now this is quite okay, especially considering all the hype that was caused after Trump's inauguration as our president of the United States of America and as the first Bitcoin and crypto friendly president. Now, why I'm so sure that Bitcoin will explode up and it will take all of these cryptos with it up is because the supply shock that is happening right now, as you can see on this chart here, the supply is record low levels. So there's not much more Bitcoin on the exchanges for the institutions, for these governments to scoop up. And it gotta come from somewhere. Like I'm saying, they're trying to get you to sell right now so they can scoop it up. But eventually, they can only buy from each other because the quantities they're buying for is hundreds of millions and billions of US dollars. And we know for sure that Liberty Finance, MicroStrategy, BlackRock, Fidelity, and a lot of other institutions, but also governments, are now accumulating Bitcoin. They want as much Bitcoin as possible because it's almost like an arms race now to get as much Bitcoin as possible, to get a stockpile of digital assets, because everybody see what's coming. And that's a future on the blockchain where the governments with the strongest digital asset stockpile will be the ones that has the most power. And of course, in geopolitics, it's all about power. Now, smart money accumulates on these kind of situations. Dumb money panic sells. And which one are we? We're of course smart money, man. I hope you didn't panic sell, man. I hope you're not dumb money. And now, when this panic sell-off has been, even if it might go a little bit lower, we want to start accumulate and get our positions into these altcoins. And which altcoins are the ones that are going to surge the hardest now? They are the best bets right now. Of course, the American boomer altcoins. So let's look into the hottest ones that I see major opportunities in right now. You need to load up on XRP, of course. That is a given. As you can see, XRP perfectly touched the bottom of this channel and is recovering very strongly, very healthy. We want to see it above the sweet spot zone. So we want to see it above 2.87. That's the support that we want to see it above right now. If it breaks 2.74, then something is wrong and we might look at closing positions. And of course, the major move we're waiting for is for the market to get above this resistance, flip it as support, and then charge for all-time high. So very good opportunity right now to DCA into XRP. You have it on discount. All XRP army, fanatics, whatever it is, because y'all XRP people are fanatics. Y'all crazy, but I love y'all. And this is the opportunity y'all guys been screaming for and asking me for. Now is a good DCA time. Yes, market might go lower. What do you do then? You buy more. Next one on the list is AVE. Why AVE? Is because it appears that Trump and his administration is accumulating it heavy. They see something there that we don't see. They have what I know about it is it has very strong technology. It has a lot of momentum going forward right now. So it's a good, you always want to bet on something that has momentum with it. You don't want to bet on something that has lost momentum and is capitulating. So AVA has a lot of momentum right now, and it's a good time to DCA into it. It stands at about $300. It broke up back above $300 after falling below it during this night's capitulation. And now when it stands above $300, we want to see it find nice, good support on top of it. And of course, you start DCAing into it. On my list, we also have ChainLink. ChainLink is standing at about $23.5. Now, why is ChainLink important? Same thing. Trump administration, Trump family, World Liberty Finance that is owned by the Trumps. And a lot of these banks, this whole banking system, ISO compliant, blah, 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 they all need ChainLink to work, to be able to do cross-chain transaction. Now, they want to move the US government to the blockchain, and it will be different blockchain for different purposes inside the government. For example, the Defense Department will have their own blockchain, the Finance Department will have their blockchain. So across these blockchain, you will have to have something that can bridge the data, bridge the transactions, and that is where ChainLink comes into play. So ChainLink, we see these big dogs accumulating it heavily, and now at 23.5, it's a very good time to start accumulating it, DCAing into it. It has room to go lower. I can see it come down all the way to $20 actually, but if it does, it's a discount, get it. Next one on the list is, of course, Solana. Solana has had a good couple of weeks, but did a good, proper, healthy correction now. That was needed. It dipped right into this order block. As you can see here, it's hitting a key level that is 222, so 222. And this is where you want to start DCAing into it as well. Targets for Solana is at about, for me, is at about $750 and above. And then we also have AVAX that just hit $33. Now AVAX is a super strong project, one of the fastest layer ones out there. And also in the same time, I gotta say this, AVAX just hit a crucial key level, and that key level is at $31 to $33 approximately. So we just hit that level and found support on it. So I'm having a hard time thinking that market will break below it, that AVAX, the price of AVAX will break below it, but of course we never know. So I'm calling out AVAX right now. I'm DCAing into this. I'm getting some leverage positions on this as well, because I actually believe that this was the bottom. If we dip a little bit lower, then it's not much lower. We're talking about $31, $32 for one AVAX. And from there on out is upwards. And last but not least, we have a beautiful one, and that is Polkadot. Just called it out in the Telegram. I believe that this one has so much upwards potential. I mean, like, if you compare it to this all-time high from where it is right now, we have about 700%, even more than that, 750. So this is something, Polkadot has been lagging behind. It's very oversold, it's very underrated. It has created this bullish accumulation pattern, just perfectly dipped into this order block here at about $6. Sweep that order block, so it mitigated it, and now I'm expecting a nice, beautiful climb upwards for Polkadot. But with that said, I mentioned that we have a volatile week ahead of us, a very volatile week. Like, this is a week where anything can happen. And I will explain why, and I will show you what I'm expecting. So this Wednesday on 29th of January, we have actually the federal fund rates decision again in the FOMC meeting. And yeah, as you can see the countdown here. So it's expected to stay, the fund rate, the interest rate is expected to stay at 4.5%. That it will be cut, that interest rates will be cut by 25 basis points, that's 2.7% expected. So basically there's a very, very extremely low chance that this will happen. If it happens, that will blindside the market and it will skyrocket the market. If it stays the same, everything will come down to this here, the FOMC meeting. That is when Jerome Powell, the chairman of the Federal Reserve in the United States of America, opens his mouth, starts talking, and the market goes like this. So, but basically what he does is he gives the forecast, he answers the press question about macroeconomics and the direction that the Federal Reserve wants to take for the coming future. And most often, if you read between the lines, he gives hints there about what's to come, and the market usually reacts very heavy on this. So if the interest rate stays the same, it's all about the FOMC meeting, and we will stream that live. I gotta say that we will stream that live here on this channel. So Wednesday, the 29th of January, 2 p.m. Eastern, 8 p.m. Central European time, I will start streaming this. First, we got the federal fund rates, and then we will live stream the FOMC meeting, and we will see how the market reacts, and we might take some trades live there. Actually, very likely that we will take some trades live there. So make sure you subscribe and hit that notification bell so you get alerted when we go live. You don't want to miss that. And by the way, if you got value so far, please smash that like button, support our channel so we can grow and do better content more frequently for you. Now, what is to expect on Wednesday is that the federal fund rates, of course, will stay the same, like I said, but I'm expecting some bullish hints from Jerome Powell on the FOMC meeting, especially regarding that, Trump really wants to take down the interest rate. He really wants the interest rate to go down. And he puts pressure on the Federal Reserve right now. They don't have to do it just because Trump says so. They are not controlled by the government. It's a private entity. But of course, Trump has a lot of power, a lot of influence on them. So if they are insinuating that they will cut rates, it will be almost the same as if the federal fund rates decision came out dovish and they cut rate on Wednesday. Basically, the market will price it in, and the price will skyrocket of all crypto assets. Now, with all of this said, I just want to say, don't forget our live stream and also our Telegram community. That is where all the magic happens. That is where I post my trade ideas, my thoughts on the markets, latest news, breaking news, all of that good stuff. And you got high, vibrant, energetic, like-minded people that you want to be involved with in that community. Remember, your network is your net worth. So if you're into crypto, you want to be around like-minded people. And also, we're taking all trades on Bybit, up to $5,500 in sign-up bonus. Link is in the description box below. If you don't have an exchange to trade on, if you're not happy with your current exchange, this is a perfect opportunity. Top 10 rated exchange in the world that we use ourselves, that we are partnered up with. This is it. But with that said, I will see you in the next video or in the Telegram community, and I'll see you at the top because the bottom is way too crowded. Peace.